So hello students and welcome to my YouTube channel, and today in this video I'm going to discuss about digestion in human beings, and this is going to be useful for the class 10 students, especially for CBSE students. Okay, so you know what digestion is. Digestion is a process in which the complex food substances are broken down by our body into simpler and soluble forms so that the body can use it for the growth and maintenance of our body. Okay, so there are a set of organs that are involved in this process. The set of organs form a system. We call it a digestive system, and digestive system in human beings is one of the most improved digestive system we have ever seen in the living world. Okay, so let me tell you what is the need for digestive system. Why do we need a digestive system in our body? Okay, the need for digestive system. Okay, let me write it. Need for digestive system. Okay, first thing is food cannot be utilized by the body in complex form. In complex form. Okay, for utilization of food, it must be broken down into simpler forms. Okay, or molecules. Okay, so for utilization of food, it must be broken down into simpler forms or molecules. For example, we eat carbohydrate, so the carbohydrate molecules are converted into glucose. The body can utilize glucose. The body cannot utilize carbohydrate. Okay, the proteins are converted to amino acids. The body can utilize amino acids for several purposes. Fats are converted to fatty acids or glycerols. So in this way, different complex food substances are converted into simpler substances. Okay, so now coming to the digestive system, which we call it uh, alimentary canal. Alimentary canal or digestive tract. Digestive tract. Okay, so what are the organs in this digestive tract? The first organ is mouth. Okay, the second organ is esophagus. Okay, the third organ is stomach. Fourth, it is small intestine. Small intestine. Fifth is large intestine. Okay, so in this video we will focus on mouth only. Okay, what happens in mouth? How food is processed in the mouth? So mouth is also known as buccal cavity. Mouth is also known as buccal cavity. Okay, so in buccal cavity there is a set of teeth, 32 numbers, a muscular structure called tongue, and finally salivary glands. Okay, so teeth, tongue, salivary glands, they work together to process food. Okay, so now I will discuss how teeth helps in the process of digestion. Okay, firstly, they cut and break. Okay, they cut and break food into smaller pieces. Okay, they cut and break food into smaller pieces. Second, the breaking down of a food into smaller pieces helps in increasing the surface area. This is important thing. Helps in increasing the surface area for the enzymes, the digestive enzymes, to act upon the food. Getting my point? Okay. First thing is they cut and break food into smaller pieces. Then the breaking down of food into smaller pieces helps in increasing the surface area for the enzymes to act upon the food. Enzymes play a very important role in the process of digestion because they are the chemical substances that act upon the food and help them to digest. Okay, so there are a lot of enzymes secreted by different glands associated with the process of digestion. Okay, one of the enzymes is secreted by salivary glands, which is called salivary amylase. We will discuss about it later. Okay, so there are four types of teeth. Types of teeth. Types of teeth. How many types? There are four types. There are four types of teeth. Okay, you have studied it in class 7th, I think. The first one is incisors. Okay, incisors. They are 8 in number. 8 in number. 4 in each jaw. 4 in each jaw. Okay. They help in cutting. They help in cutting and biting the food. Getting my point? Incisor, they are 8 in number, 4 in each jaw, and they help in cutting and biting the food. Okay. Next, the next type of teeth is canines. Okay. They are 4 in number. They are 4 in number, 2 in each jaw. 2 in each jaw. Okay, sorry for the bad handwriting. They are specialized in tearing. They help in tearing the food. Okay, easy. Canines help in tearing the food. Next, The third type of teeth are premolars. Okay, premolars are 18 number. Premolars are 18 number. They help in crossing and chewing the food. Okay, the last type of teeth in our buccal cavity is molars. They are 12 in number. 12 in number and 6 in each jaw. They also do the role of premolars, like they help in grinding the food. They, sorry, they help in, oh, they help in grinding the food. Okay, so this is the structure of teeth and function of teeth. How teeth help in the process of digestion. Okay, now coming to next part of our buccal cavity, that is tongue. You know that tongue is a sensory organ because tongue has gustatory receptors. What does tongue have? Tongue has a gustatory receptors. Gustatory receptors are specialized to senses related to taste. Okay, so the first thing is it is a muscular organ inside the mouth cavity. Mouth cavity. It has different taste buds. Okay, it has different taste buds present on its surface. On its surface. Okay, so specifically there are four different areas to identify four different tastes: sweet, salty, sour, bitter. Okay, sweet taste, the sweet food. Okay, the taste of sweet food is identified by the tip of the tongue. Okay, sweet food is identified by tip of tongue. Okay, salty food, okay, salty taste, it is identified by either side of a front part of the tongue. Okay, then sour, it is identified by the posterior part, either side of a posterior part of a tongue. Okay, done. And finally bitter. Okay, it is identified by the posterior part, back part, posterior part of the tongue. Okay, tongue also helps in another thing. Tongue also helps in mixing saliva, sorry, saliva with the food properly, with the food properly. Okay, it also helps in swallowing. It also helps in swallowing. Okay. So this is the role of a tongue. Now, salivary glands. Salivary glands. Okay. So this is going to be very important for those who are preparing for Olympiad exams. Okay. Or specifically those who are preparing extremely for biology. Okay. Those who want to go into the very depth of biology, I think this segment will help you. So salivary glands, these glands are primarily responsible for producing saliva. These glands are primarily responsible for secreting saliva. Okay, secreting saliva. Salivary glands are exocrine in nature. They are exocrine in nature. Let me tell you, there are two types of glands. Okay, glands are of two types: endocrine, exocrine. Endocrine glands are ductless, they are ducted. Exocrine glands secrete their secretions into a duct, but endocrine glands directly secrete into the bloodstream. So salivary gland is an exocrine gland. Okay. So now we will go into the depth of the salivary glands. Particularly, there are three types of salivary glands. Types of salivary glands. Types of salivary glands. Okay. One is parotid gland. Second, submandibular gland. And third, sublingual gland. Okay. Parotid, submandibular, and sublingual glands. First, let me tell you about parotid glands. Parotid glands. Parotid glands are located within each of our cheeks. Located within each of our cheeks. Okay, done. Then they are the largest type of salivary glands. Number 3, they contribute up to 20% of saliva to the buccal cavity. To the buccal cavity. Done. Okay. They're located within each of our cheeks. They're the largest type of salivary glands. They contribute up to 20% of saliva to the buccal cavity. The next type of salivary glands are submandibular. Submandibular glands. Okay. They lie on the floor of the mouth. They lie on the floor of the mouth. Okay. They lie on the floor of the mouth. Second, they are the second largest. Okay. Second largest salivary glands in the buccal cavity. Okay. And they contribute up to 60%. Okay. 60% of saliva. Now coming to the last type of salivary glands. Number 3, sublingual glands. They lie below the tongue. Below the tongue. Okay. Then they are the smallest type of salivary glands. They are the smallest. Largest are parotid glands are the largest. Okay. Then submandibular. The largest glands are parotid glands. Second largest submandibular. And the smallest sublingual. Parotid glands contribute up to 20% of saliva. Submandibular glands contribute up to 60% of saliva secretion in the buccal cavity. Okay. Sublingual glands, they mostly secrete mucus. Okay. They mostly secrete mucus. They contribute up to 5% of saliva. Okay. So this was everything about teeth, tongue, and salivary glands. Now let us talk about digestion in mouth. Digestion in mouth. Okay. During digestion of food in the mouth, the most important thing is mastication of food. Okay. Mastication means mashing of food, grinding, churning. Okay. So mastication of food. Mastication of food occurs here with the help of teeth. Help of teeth. Secondly, secretions of the salivary glands mix with the masticated food and moisten it. Saliva mixes with the food and moistens it. Okay. Then the enzyme salivary amylase converts the carbohydrates into maltose, okay, which is comparatively a simpler form than the carbohydrate. So salivary amylase convert carbohydrates into maltose molecules, okay. Then the last thing is food after mixing with saliva gets a uh, ball shape, which is called bolus, which is called bolus, okay. This bolus rolls down from mouth to to stomach through food pipe for further digestion, for further digestion, okay. So uh, this is all about the digestion in mouth. The next video we will talk about the role of food pipe and stomach in the process of digestion. Thank you. Bye bye.